It's that time again for Dave's Daily Picks.
It is September 4th, 2025. This is Dave's Daily Picks Pod, which you found on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Dave Sell is your host. Find me on X under Dave's Daily Picks, and you can always find me on TikTok under the Pods page. Back after kind of a disappointing night. We go 1-2 last night, which puts us as 3-3 for the week. I didn't put out plays on Monday. Well, technically I did, but not via the pod. If you include those plays, technically we're at 5-4 for the week. Thank you to Erica Hamby for continuing to absolutely ball out. What did I tell you guys? She's going to drive it to the hole. She didn't need the legs. I'm glad I didn't back the Sparks plus 6.5 as they get blown out. Sun and Sky. Game goes under. We just a horrible slow start for the Sun. Also, Mabry didn't show up, scored 0 points. And also the head coach for the Sun, I don't like his rotations. He did not give Lacan enough minutes on the court last night. She only scores 8 points and doesn't go over her 10.5 point prop. But that's last night. Let's turn the page to today. Opening game in the NFL season, folks. Cowboys Eagles in Philly. And that's all I'm betting today. I got 3 plays for this game. Also, guys, be careful. Don't go broke the first few weeks. We have college football going on and pro football going on. Don't go too crazy. Heck, cut your unit sizes down if you need to. If you want to bet more than you normally bet, like number of bets, just be careful here, folks. But I do love standalone games. I really feel like I can really I do pretty well in standalone games. For tonight's game, the Eagles are 8.5 point favorites, and the total set anywhere from 47.5 to 48.5, depending upon the book. For the Cowboys, they enter the season with multiple questions, more like a lot of questions. First-year head coach Brian Schottenheimer finally gets his chance to be the head coach, to be the man after years of being an offensive coordinator, a passing game coordinator, and a consultant, which he was last year with the Cowboys. This hire was completely surprising. Nobody really saw it coming. I think, unfortunately for him, Jerry just didn't want to spend a lot on a head coach, thinking the team's not going to be that good this year. And he may only be one and done, which is not good for him. But that's life. At the QB position, how will Dak Prescott look after missing majority of 2024 with a hamstring injury which required surgery? He did not play in this preseason, but he does get a new wide receiver in George Pickens. Pickens showed at times in Pittsburgh that he can be a big play wide receiver and an absolute asset in an offense when you pair him with a true number 1 receiver in CeeDee Lamb. I believe Pickens will have a career year this year due to the fact that defenses are going to be forced to double Lamb. Granted, it doesn't matter if you put the whole defense on CeeDee Lamb. He's a beast. He's going to catch the ball. He's going to do his thing. I like CeeDee Lamb in the next few weeks, prop-wise. Just a heads up, I am not doing him today because I do not know what Dak Prescott's going to look like. At the running back position, who is the guy? It should be Javonte Williams, who was not re-signed by the Broncos after his rookie contract expired. And the biggest change, the defensive line. How will the Cowboys look without Micah Parsons? How they fumbled that whole situation is just mind-blowing. That's Jerry Jones. And what did they get for him? Only 2 first-round draft picks and Kenny Clark. Kenny Clark, 3 years ago, great defensive tackle. He has just been going downhill. And he gets the start today. Kenny Clark does. He's going to have a long day. For the Eagles, they look to start their title defense tonight with a splash against a divisional opponent. The Eagles have really one big question. How will the offense look under first-year coordinator Kevin Paluti as he replaces Kellen Moore, who left for the Saints job? I personally don't think there'll be too many changes, as the OC has been with the Eagles since 2021. He has been with Nick Sirianni since Sirianni's days with the Colts. The talent is still there for him. He gets to work with Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl winning quarterback, freak of an athlete. Oh yeah, and then also Saquon Barkley, AJ Brown, Devontae Williams. Come on, guys. And on the defensive side of the ball for the Eagles, they're stacked too. Jalen Carter, Zach Bond, Cooper DeJean. The Eagles are known for running the ball, but tonight I actually see them throwing more due to the fact that the defensive line for the Cowboys is going to be so weak, which is then going to give Jalen all the time in the world to throw the ball. And those defensive backs for the Cowboys are going to get real tired. Real tired. And I have a feeling the defense for the Cowboys is going to be on the field a lot tonight. Because I just don't see, especially in the first half, I don't see the Cowboys really getting off to that fast of an offensive start. So my first play for this game, I'm going Eagles team total over 27.5 and minus 125 at DK. This is actually an alt because they have it at 28.5, but I was able to pull it down to 27.5 and only pay 125 juice. I normally don't like doing alts, but come on, 4 touchdowns. The Eagles absolutely dominated the Cowboys last year. They're going to put up over 30 tonight. But just in case there's like a missed extra point and they go for 2 or something, like I love the over 27.5. I think Jalen Hurts will have a great game as discussed above, throwing the ball. The secondary for the Cowboys is going to be exhausted from having to cover for so long, and they're not going to be able to get to the quarterback. With all that being said, I'm also firing on Jalen Hurts over 212.5 passing yards, which I found at FanDuel at minus 113. Lastly, I got an out of left field play for you guys. This is something I found on DK, the only place that I could find it. The Eagles made a kind of important trade during the preseason for John Mechie II. Mechie, extremely underrated wide receiver, which they picked up from the Texans. Mechie is another slot receiver that they can use. He's quick, super quick. He's great at running slants, and he's great at wide receiver screens. And his yardage prop for tonight, for longest reception, 1.5 yards. So I just need him to basically catch one ball. That's it. And if the game goes the way that I think it's going to go, and the Eagles are going to be running up the score, and he's going to see time in the third and fourth quarter. I think he gets this done like in the first quarter. I think they're going to want to incorporate him right away. I really do. You don't trade a tight end and a 5th round draft pick for him if you don't use him right away. Yes, he's AJ Brown's backup. That's who he is. But I think he's going to have a great game. I mean, not a great game. I think he's going to get 2 or 3 targets, and he's going to cash this easily for us. Let's recap. We have Eagles team total over 27.5 points. We have Jalen Hurts over 212.5 passing yards, and John Mechie II, longest reception, over 1.5 yards. Like I said earlier, guys, be careful tonight. Don't go hog wild. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't. Tactical manners is key. Out.